Daddy, I brought you a present for Christmas. The little girl's voice trembled with excitement as she pointed toward the gate of their snow-dusted ranch. And when the cowboy followed her tiny finger, the sight that greeted him made his heart stop. Standing there shivering in the winter wind was an Apache widow wrapped in a torn blanket, clutching a small child close to her chest. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Moments of Love. And leave a like and comment if this story touches your heart. The cowboy John Hollister had expected his daughter to bring home a stray puppy, a lost calf, maybe even a snow-covered rabbit she wanted to rescue. But never this never, a woman with sorrow carved into her face, her eyes hollow from hunger, her little boy too weak even to cry. Snowflakes clung to her dark braids, as if the sky itself had tried to hide her suffering. John stepped forward slowly, unsure. Stunned Emma. "Sweetheart," he whispered. "Where did you find her?" The little girl beamed, proud of herself the way only a 6-year-old could be, when she believed she had done something truly wonderful. She was sitting by the road, Daddy, and she looked so cold. "I told her she could come to our house because everybody deserves a Christmas present." The Apache woman bowed her head as if ashamed of being the gift. "I did not mean to intrude," she said softly. "Your daughter insisted. I told her no many times, but she held my hand and begged me to come. I thought maybe you would allow me to rest a moment. I will leave." After John stared at her. At the cracked lips, the trembling shoulders, the small child whose skin felt almost icy even through the blanket. Something inside him shifted. Maybe it was the loneliness he had carried since his wife died. Maybe it was the memory of his own mother, who had once told him, "Son, a person's worth isn't measured by what they have, but by how they treat those who have nothing." He opened the gate wider. "You're not leaving," he said firmly. "Not tonight. Not on Christmas Eve." The woman's eyes widened in disbelief. Emma clapped her hands, thrilled that her father had accepted her gift. She ran forward and grabbed the woman's cold hand, tugging her gently toward the warm light spilling from the house windows. Inside, the fire crackled cheerfully, filling the room with golden warmth. The woman lowered herself slowly onto a chair as John set a bowl of stew in front of her. She hesitated before touching it, as if expecting someone to snatch it away. When she finally lifted a spoon, her hand shook so badly that John reached out to steady the bowl. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Naomi," she whispered. "And this is my son Tawa." Emma climbed onto a chair beside them, swinging her legs. "Naomi is pretty," she said, "and Tawa looks like he needs cookies." "Daddy, can he have cookies?" John almost laughed, the first real laugh in months. But he saw Naomi's face tighten, as if kindness hurt more than hunger. Emma returned with cookies. Naomi tried to refuse, but the little girl's insistence broke down whatever pride she had left. Tawa ate slowly, carefully, as though afraid the food might disappear. After a few minutes, Naomi finally looked up. "I do not deserve your kindness," she said quietly. "My people, your people, there has been much pain between us. I know what most folks think when they see someone like me. But your daughter, she saw only a mother with a cold child." John sat across from her, elbows on the worn wooden table. "I don't care what happened between tribes and settlers a long time ago. I care about the fact that you're freezing and starving on my doorstep." Naomi's eyes filled with tears. She tried hard to hide I was cast out. She said my husband died in a raid months ago. I tried to return to my mother's people, but they were struggling too. There was not enough food for themselves, let alone me and my son. I kept moving, hoping for work, begging for a little kindness. But winter came early and she looked down, her voice breaking. "We have not eaten in 2 days." Emma leaned her head on Naomi's arm, as naturally as if she had known her forever. "It's okay, Daddy fixes things. He can fix you too." John felt something warm spread through him, pride. Hope, maybe even healing. The emptiness that had settled inside him since his wife's passing. "Loosen just a little, Naomi," he said softly. "You can stay here tonight and tomorrow. We'll figure out the rest." She nodded, though doubt clouded her eyes. Emma insisted Naomi and Tao asleep in her late mother's old room. The warmest room in the house. John stood outside the half-open door for a long time, watching Naomi tuck her son under thick quilts, smoothing his hair tenderly. It reminded him painfully of his wife, but instead of sadness, a strange peace settled over him. Morning came with soft, pale sunlight. Emma woke first, bursting into his room. Daddy, Naomi made breakfast. Real breakfast. John sat up, confused. But when he entered the kitchen, he found Naomi standing over the stove, stirring eggs with gentle focus. She looked rested, though still fragile. When she saw him, she stepped back quickly. "I only wanted to thank you," she said, "and repay your kindness a little." "You don't owe me anything," he replied, but Naomi shook her head. "A gift given must be honored." Days passed, snow kept falling. Naomi helped around the ranch, cooked, cleaned, and slowly became a quiet but comforting presence in the house. John felt himself healing. Emma became happier than he had seen in years. And little by little, fear inside Naomi began to melt. But sometimes late at night, she stood outside alone, staring at the moon, as if afraid of what tomorrow might bring. One morning, John found her behind the barn, her eyes filled with worry. "Naomi, what's wrong?" She hesitated. "Spring is coming. People will talk, they will judge you and your daughter. I don't want Emma to suffer because of me." John stepped closer. "Emma adores you. You are family." Naomi shook her head. "Sometimes love is not enough to protect children." He gently took her hand, then let the world learn from them instead. That night by the fire, she asked him the question that had weighed on her heart. "Why did you trust me? Why did you let me stay?" "Because Emma saw something I didn't," he said softly. "She saw someone who needed help. And when you stepped through that gate, something in me woke up again." Naomi bowed her head. "I am not your wife." "No," he agreed softly. "You're not, and that's not what I want. I want something new, something true." Tears filled her eyes. She whispered, "I choose you if you choose me." "I do." Spring arrived. Their small family grew stronger. Some neighbors judged, others learned. Emma thrived. Tawa laughed again. Naomi smiled more each day. One warm evening, as the sun dipped low, John gathered them on the porch. "The day Emma brought you here," he said, "I thought she brought me a present. But I was wrong." He looked into Naomi's eyes, voice trembling with emotion. "She brought me a blessing." He knelt in front of her. "Naomi, stay not because you need a home, but because we want you, because this is your home. If you'll have us, if you'll have me." Naomi fell to her knees, tears streaming, her voice trembling with relief. "With all my heart, I will." Emma squealed in joy. Tawa leaned into John Shirley. And right there, under the golden sky, a new family was formed, not by blood, but by kindness, courage, and the love that grows when hearts dare to open. For the rest of her life, Naomi would tell Emma, she had given the greatest Christmas gift in the world. The gift of hope, the gift of family, the gift of a second chance. And John would always say that the best miracles are the ones that arrive on our doorstep, wrapped in need and opened with kindness.